everybody, it's Julie. Thanks for joining me for session 6 of Illustrated Faith Devotional Kit, #goals. And today we are journaling about peace goals. This devotional, this card, takes us to 2 Timothy 2 and some interesting verses. I really had to grapple with this. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what I've done here. Because I want to use this devotional card and some of the elements from it, I actually copied it onto 60-pound card stock. It's much lighter, so it doesn't have all that bulk in my Bible. This cardstock that the devotional comes on is just very, very heavy. So I'm going to do some watercoloring. So I've put my Bible mat down and then a paper towel, actually a double layer paper towel underneath my page. And I'm going to use the devotional card as my inspiration for this page. So we're going to do some watercoloring. And you see how we have this kind of a swirl diamond design. That's what we're going to be doing in our margin here. And I'm only going to stay kind of in the middle to top section up here. So I'm going to make a little tip in, and so here's where I'm going to stop. So I'm just kind of eyeballing, I'm making a mental note of the line, and I see it's at verse 8 is where I'm stopping. So that's where I start. I start at the bottom. And I'm using the Illustrated Faith watercolor paints and this kind of a teal blue color. And I'm just putting the watercolor down in that same kind of a swirl pattern. Just, well, a portion of a swirl. It looks kind of like a tornado going up. And then I come back in with just a little bit of the drops just to give it some dimension. And I heat that with my heat tool just to dry it quickly. And I gently tug my page as I'm doing it to flatten out the page. Now I'm spritzing it again because I'm coming in now with some watercolor crayons, and I'm again mimicking the design that's on the card over here. So I picked out some colors that kind of match some lavender, some peach and pink, and I'm just coming in and drawing in those shapes, those hexy type shapes, and I'm wetting the tip of the brush with my brush tip of my watercolor crayon. Now I have, in some of my previous videos, I've said that these are my old Stampin' Up! Crayons. I have the whole set, so I'm going to keep using them. But I provide a link for some Neo colors, which are great products, and I recommend those. So that's what I'm using here. I use a peach color, and I'm just coming in, making some big designs and some little ones, and just getting that all across that pattern. Now I'm going to just wet it slightly more to get a little bit more pigment, and just filling that in. Now what I'm going to do is heat that slightly. Now as I heat it and it dries, I don't really like what the peach color does. It turns kind of brown, but oh well, it is what it is. I'll play around with that by stamping and drawing on it. So now I take my Hexie, the texture stamp, and I have actually cut it. I did some stamp surgery and I cut it in 2 pieces just so I can manipulate it and get more out of it. I just cut it right there in the middle of it. And now I'm stamping. Because I have the paper towel underneath, I'm not getting a great impression, but I don't want a great impression. I just want a little bit of a lighter one. And now I'm stamping with a white pigment ink just to give a slight color there, a slight design. And now I'm going to come in. Now you just saw a mistake I made. When you go in with the pen, be careful not to do it with the paper towel behind it. I actually poked through my page very, very slightly, but I caught myself. So now I'm going to just, with some pen, the Illustrated Faith colored marker and my precision pen, the black, I'm just coming in drawing some shapes on these different color splotches. Now I'm using a white gel pen, and I have really found that the Uniball Signo pen is the best. I don't have a lot of luck with white gel pens. They just dry out. But this I found is the best one, so I'll provide a link for that. I'm also going to come in with my Faber-Castell white big brush pen and my white marker, and I'm just adding some different texture and designs to this whole page, to this element. Now, I told you I was grappling with this verse, with this passage, and the aspect of it being for peace goals. Now, how does this, let me read you the verse. It says, I urge you, first of all, to pray for all people. Ask God to help them, intercede on their behalf, and give thanks for them. Pray this way for kings and all who are in authority, so that we can live peaceful and quiet lives, marked by godliness and dignity. This is good and pleases God, our Savior, who wants everyone to be saved and to understand the truth. For there is one God and one mediator who can reconcile God and humanity, the man Jesus Christ. He gave his life to purchase freedom for everyone. So I was struggling with, what does praying for authority figures have to do with me getting peace? So I really wanted to focus on peace. I'm needing peace in my life right now. I'm suffering from a lot of anxiety as a result of the car accident. Some of you might have heard from previous videos. I just recently had a car accident, and I'm just suffering from a lot of anxiety from that. So I need peace. And how does praying for the authority figures and praying for other people give me peace? And the Lord just revealed to me that when I focus not on my own problems and instead focus on other people and on praying for them and giving thanks for them, and focus on Jesus, the gospel truth, that he gave his life to purchase freedom for me, that it minimizes my problems and I'm able to be filled with his peace. So it was just a powerful process, a powerful time of worship for me as I was studying this passage. And I really am thankful for this study and this creative time that I had. So now I've come in, I cut out the Peace Goals tab and made that a tab up at the top. I'm cutting out some of the little hexes from the card to put in my design here, and I'm actually covering up some of the peachy color that I didn't like and where I had a couple of little stray stamp ink marks. And now I'm taking the little card that's left, I'm going to make a mini tip in, and I'm just showing you here how I trimmed it, how I cut it. So I use my ruler on the Bible mat, and I'm not real precise about it, but I measure and I see how many marks across it is, and then I just split it in half and I make a mark. So you put a mark in the middle, and then you just match them up. It's kind of a dot to dot thing. And then I needed to trim it some because it was too wide. So there's my shape, my hexy diamond shape. And I've made a cute little mini tip in. And you also saw me watercolor the word peace. I just used the same watercolor and my aqua brush over there. So I added that in over there because this is all about peace. And again, I just need God's peace. We all need God's peace in our life. I'm coming in. It's a very lighter teal color than the tip in and the top, the tab. So I wanted to darken that up. So I decided to fill it in with some black. And I'll come back in a few minutes with my watercolor lavender pencil, crayon. So now I'm just highlighting the verse, and I put a couple of the stickers down, and I'm going to focus on the truth, because when we're focusing on the truth of the gospel and what God has done for us, and then we pray for others and thank God for others, then again, it just minimizes our problems and we're able to be filled with God's peace. We're not focused so much. We lose or our problems lose their grip on us. So that's my peace goal for right now and for this year, and that's my prayer so that I could be filled with His peace by focusing on the truth and focusing on others and focusing less on myself. So I just do a little bit of journaling here underneath this tip in. And I'm going to come back in. I add this washi tape. This is currently my favorite washi tape, the crisscross washi tape. It tends to tone down that bright, rich color. And now I still have that faith sticker left. I didn't use it when I was doing the faith devotional, so I thought it was perfect for now. And I bring in a couple of word-fetty stickers. These are from the Genesis kit, which I'll provide a link. But you might be able to get it individually from scrapbook.com or somewhere else, or by the Well for God. I'll see if I can find a link for those individually, but you can certainly get them in the Genesis kit, which is a great kit, although it is a little pricey, but it is from Illustrated Faith. It's a lot of value. So I'm just coming in, adding a little bit of watercolor effect, blending some things. And I've got this section down here, and I decided I needed a little bit of the lavender to just bring all of that together. So I use my watercolor crayon, and I just color it on there and then blend that in with the water, and now I'm going to stamp it. Now, watercolor crayons are activated by water, so that's why I'm able to just do that coloring with the water. If you saw that, I could just leave it colored, but if you activate it with the water, then you get that effect, that blended, beautiful effect. I'm going to splatter paint with some black watercolor paint. Again, this is the Illustrated Faith set, and I'm also going to use some of the white. It adds just a touch of white dimension. You don't see it too well, but it is just a little bit to focus on. So there's the page. I hope this blessed you, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section, and leave me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Come back and join me next time, and I'll see you then. God bless. Bye-bye.